Hi, this is Shania and welcome to Untangle. This is a channel dedicated to business, leadership, transformation, professional and personal development, and so much more. In the last couple of episodes, I discussed the first two steps on how to develop trust as a leader. Step 1 was engagement. Step 2 was empowerment. This episode will focus on the final part, which is enrichment. Enrichment is a direct output of the level of engagement and the degree of empowerment that your teams experience, which means that it is mutually inclusive. One has to steer away from the traditional view in our business world where leaders tend to believe that enriched employees are more productive. Whilst that may be true, we must make the shift towards reverse engineering that process and provide our employees with and our team members with the right kind of enrichment so that they do feel committed to the company's objectives while seeing that they're able to advance their career pathways and also endure success. Professional enrichment is a little bit tricky because it's not simply about job fulfillment, or it's not simply about having a great workplace culture. It's also about personal growth. Therefore, the integration of how people develop their skill set at work and how they see themselves accelerating in life in general becomes an overall measure of how well a team member is feeling aligned with the company's vision or objective. I did share a little bit more insight about this in the empowerment part of the process, so do go and check it out if you already haven't heard that episode. Nonetheless, the keys to the enrichment process that you must pay attention to are as follows: reward and recognition. We as human beings absolutely blossom when we receive acknowledgement for our efforts, but acknowledgement that is sincere and authentic. Therefore, when you do have people that you need to give accolades to, do so in a timely manner. Rewards must be provided in a fair manner, and acknowledgement must be shared and celebrated. The next part is reflection. Take time to reflect. It is almost fundamentally impossible to gear up for things in the future without actually assessing how well you've exercised both your leadership and how well you've actually instilled that drive in your teams to mobilize themselves and achieve the goals and understand the vision and ideate and act and exercise as per that. Therefore, it is important that during the process of reflection, you are actually discussing the peaks and pits of a project, a task, how things could have been done differently. Now, that's going to give us a segue into the next part of this process. But before that, team reflection is about dialogue. It's about allowing people to provide their sincere feedback without feeling judged, because that's the only way they will be able to take responsibility of their own contributions of the shared outcomes. Responsibility just doesn't lie with you as the leader, but it's also with individual team members who are making that effort and channeling their skills and their energy to achieve something in the bigger picture. Now, let's talk about the next part, which is recalibration. I've noticed endless number of times how leaders tend to shy away from recalibrating. And when I'm talking about this, I am referring to the not so great parts of leadership where you feel you have done something in a manner that could potentially have been done differently, or perhaps in a better way, an alternate way. When you realize this, it is important that during team reflections or when you regroup, that you bring this to the forefront. It is your role to do so, to actually open this up to your team and say, hey guys, as we kind of went through this part of the project, I started to realize that there could have been a different way of doing it, but we were far too along on the way, and I knew that we just need to get it done. However, now that we have time to regroup and reassess how things could have gone, I am proposing that the next time we perhaps look at it from this angle. Having these authentic, sincere conversations is going to really start cementing that trust from your team members in you. And it's going to really be a game changer. Now, when people feel charged to better themselves on a daily basis, you've got people who are really absorbing that enrichment. People are coming into work, people who can see that there are future pathways that you're going to provide. You're going to provide opportunities where people will feel like they can mix and match their skills. They can really get out of their comfort zone, and they have a leader who truly is going to promote that. That's not only going to reduce employee fatigue, it's going to lower turnover, and it's actually going to expand creativity. Now, when you strive as a leader to create an environment that is filled with enrichment, your people are going to thrive. You're absolutely going to allow them the scope and the scale to expand on their own skills, which are current, but also provide them opportunities where they can develop new skills. This is also going to lead into a space where a couple of team members might start wanting to display their leadership skills. I think I spoke about priming your team members to be leaders so that they can play off their strong points. If I can recall correctly, that's a thought that I shared with you in one of the episodes. I just want to go back and revisit that thought. When you motivate somebody, you're providing them that energy to springboard. And it is not just the strengths, but it's also showcasing that they have areas of improvement which, once worked on, can become strengths. So you really are helping them move those sort of skill sets around in a way that they can apply in multiple settings. Now, that is setting team members up for success. And when a leader does that from a will and a place that is going to put their best interest at the center or in the forefront of any process, you truly have raving fans for the long haul. So, enrichment, therefore, is a third step of the process. It is a final part to ensure that post a task, post a project, that you have the opportunity to regroup with your team members, to reconnect with them and seal that trust. Now, to sum it up then, the leader has a critical role to develop trust to be successful in these changing and volatile times. Therefore, the first step is to engage, to spark intention. The second step is to empower, to establish purpose. And the third and final part is to enrich, to inspire them. This is a cyclic process, and one that's going to allow you to re-establish yourself, re-establish your practice, and recalibrate on better ways of doing things for your members, establishing a culture of trust and sparking that fountain of inspiration, and continuing on a pathway that is going to make sure that you as a leader are going to stand in good stead no matter how the times may hit. This was the final episode. If you've enjoyed it, do give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe and follow for more. I have mentioned this previously that this is a fairly new channel, so do give it some love, share it with those you think might benefit from it, and of course do let me know in your comments if there is a thing or two that you'd like me to focus on. But for now, thank you so much again, and I will see you folks soon. Bye.